Yo, what the business is, man? It's your boy Mark, broadcasting live. Don Shamarcos with another video, man. Hey, listen, I was driving yesterday. Well, first, let me say, I appreciate everybody that's, all my new people that done started watching the channel, all the subscribers, all the new subscribers, all the comments or whatever. I really appreciate y'all, man. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and like the video. Anyway, I'm out here in Duns, North Carolina at this, I think this is a food line. This is my second stop on a 3-stop load, and they are taking forever to call my name, as they say. Anyway, I was driving yesterday and I was listening to a YouTube video. That's normally what I do. I be listening to videos and podcasts and stuff as I'm cruising. And I was listening to this guy. I think his name is the trucker something. And he was pretty much, you know what I'm saying, responding or going into on Prime. Now, let me first say that, you know, Prime does not pay me to be their PR person. They don't pay me to be their spokesperson. So I really don't care what people's opinions of Primes are. Everybody entitled to their opinions or whatever. So I'm not that driver that's mad because people talk about Prime, because, you know what I'm saying, Prime is not my company. I just haul their freight, you know what I'm saying. I don't control the day-to-day operations in which they operate from. So let me just first say that. But he was saying some stuff, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of times that, you know, most people say stuff about Prime and their delivery of the situation might be a little off, but some of the things that they're saying is true. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of things he was saying like, you know, about the lease payments, about how expensive they are. Then he was going on to say about, you know, about us having to pay our students once the students enter our truck. And that made me think about something. Although all those things are true, you know what I'm saying, what it made me think about is what most drivers used to say back in the day, and myself included, was we accepted those high expenses. We accepted the high having to pay the drivers. A lot of people say it's $900, but if you really start training and you know anything about this new system of training, really, you know, you're paying about $1,300 a week, because you got to pay the insurance and you got to pay a lot of other stuff. So it ended up being about $1,300 a week. They are entitled to the $900, but after insurance and stuff, it'd be about $1,300. So, and the payments, like my payments is about $1,150 a week, plus insurance and a lot of stuff. So my total weekly expenses come to about $1,400, I believe, a little under $1,400. And it made me think about something. You know what I'm saying? One thing that we used to say back in the day, about a year ago, was, you know what I'm saying, we didn't mind paying these high expenses because Prime had the freight to offset the expenses. You know what I'm saying? They had the freight to, you know, even though you paying damn near, you know, $3,000-$4,000 in expenses a week, you still was walking away with, you know, $2,000-$3,000. So for a lot of us, it was justifiable to pay that amount. But now, in this market and how things are going now, maybe we have to come to the conclusion that that model is no longer justifiable. You feel what I'm saying? Like, after a lot of people think, and see, I'm not really a fan of the lease, no way. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. I mean, I know it's a it's a stepping stone. Like, it should only be a stepping stone, in my opinion. Like, you paying off, you sacrificing blood, sweat, and tears for 3 years to pay off a truck, and then at the end of that cycle, you turn around and give away that title. Like, I don't understand the mental logic of it. Like, when I first was introduced to it, like, I was introduced to it, and they was like, oh, you get this bonus. But come to find out, you know what I'm saying, once I dug deeper into the situation, the bonus that they're talking about is not really a bonus. Like, that's only your money. They just taking your money and put it into an escrow account, minus a percentage, minus the nitpicking stuff that they're going to find wrong with your truck, and then they just turn around and give you your money back to you at the end of the lease. So, like, I used to hear people talk about it, like, oh, I got $30,000 at the end of my lease. Well, if you got $30,000, that means you probably paid into the situation about $38,000. You know what I'm saying? So all it is they just holding your own money that you're paying into it. So it's not a bonus at all. So anyway, I don't understand it. Like, when I first started, and I started about four or 5 years ago, there wasn't many people on YouTube talking about, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't as many people on YouTube as it is now. Now that information is there for you to know that, hey, look, understand what you're getting yourself into. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this shit is high. It's high as shit. You know what I'm saying? And it is ridiculously high, matter of fact. But Prime does have contracted freight. That contracted freight is going to keep you moving. It's going to make those expenses to the point where you are still okay. You're making a decent income. That was then. Now, not so much. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if this system is still sustainable and justifiable anymore. Like, with the current market as it is. Like, if it was me, if I was starting over, I would definitely not do no lease. Because a lease, you only get 25% of the pie, really. There's really 4 compartments of this lease that you have to take in consideration. About 25% is going to go to your taxes. Another 25% is going to go to the fixed costs. The other 25% is going to go to fuel. And 25%, or whatever's left, is going to go into your pocket. And like I say, back then, if you look at the numbers back then, you know what I'm saying, they were justifiable. Now I don't think they're as much justifiable as they once were. So that's why you get a lot of people complaining about the lease, a lot not making no money, not doing this, because shit, if you only grossing $3,000 a month, a week, if you only grossing $3,000, you got 2 loads and you got $3,000 at the end of the week. Guess what? After you pay fuel, you pay your fixed costs, you'll be lucky to be left with about $600 after that equation. That's just the math of the situation. You lucky to be left with about $500 or $600. And then in the business realm of the situation, that $600 all ain't yours, because you got to pay at least 25% of that in taxes. So you might be left with what? What's $400 really? So that's just my question to my drivers out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to discourage y'all nothing. This is not a gloom and doom channel either. You know what I'm saying? Because don't think that that's what this is, or a Prime bashing channel. This is definitely not that. Because I work for Prime, I run for them. But you know, I just see a lot, I hear a lot. And that was a question that I was just thinking about it. Is it justifiable right now? Like, I don't think it is. Like, I think they should go in and they should do some changes and look at the things that they should do a little differently. Like, instead of spending all that money on cameras, there's other things that need to be addressed first. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's other things that need to be addressed. But we'll get a little deeper into that later, man. It's more Broadcasting Live, man. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this subject. Is it still justifiable? All my prime drivers, you think it's still justifiable? Like even having to put a student on your truck. Now I stopped training about, my last student was my last student. I told him I didn't want no more students. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know what I'm saying, yeah, you running. One, my truck is on the slowdown. I got my truck on the slowdown because it's about to be paid off, and I'm not taking no extra unnecessary risk right now. So that's the first reason. The second reason was, you know what I'm saying, we weren't doing no but running team loads. Well, I mean, we weren't running no team loads. We was running solo loads. And yeah, it's cool to be sitting back chilling, but at the end of the week, that's another $1,300 of money that I'm having to pay out to somebody else. And I'm just getting what's left. So it didn't make sense to me, you know what I'm saying, for me to continue to train. And plus, and we'll talk about this later in another video, I moved to the Southeast region division now, and I've been here for about a week. So that's why I'm running all these little meat plants in the South. So we'll see how that turned out, and I'll let y'all know. We'll talk about that a little more after I get some more loads in the division, and I'll let you know. Or is it a region? What you call it, the region? And see if it's worth it. From what I hear, the Southeast region is like a terrible market right now. You know what I'm saying? But so far, I've been getting pretty decent loads. But we'll see. Anyway, it's more Broadcasting Live. I'm out this thing. Peace. Oh, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe below. And I know my window dirty, but it'll be all right. Stay tuned.